What is up, my McLaris? Cam Mac 238 here. We are reacting to PlayStation versus Xbox, well, Xbox versus Nintendo by Flatlife. You guys know me. I love PlayStation. I will play some Xbox popular games like Halo soon one day. I'm gonna play like on PlayStation, baby, or PC. I already got like a master collection on Steam, but it won't work with the PC I got right now, so I've got to get like a gaming PC or maybe a PC gaming laptop one day. See how that goes. But and Nintendo, of course, I'm gonna get a Nintendo soon. I don't hate on Nintendo. I just grew up on PlayStation. I like Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Switch as well too, and 3DS and GameCube. Okay, let me
Blue,
think.
green, red. Three giants.
Blues all days, every day. Continue.
Blue, green, red. Three
Green is the
giants, one battlefield. For
But I ain't gonna lie though, blue is the perfect color for PlayStation, green for Xbox, and red for Nintendo. It's actually a perfect color for all those consoles. If blue did exist for PlayStation, those ring guys were in like a rainbow color, not really like rainbow color, like red, blue, yellow, green, PlayStation logo. I like those. I like that's nostalgia for me. I love that logo from the PS2, PS3 era. I love that logo. I mean that logo. I said, look, bro, do they have a Lego PlayStation set? I gotta look it over real quick. Lego PlayStation. They got Lego Game Boy. I'm gonna get that soon. But let me see. They got Lego PlayStation. They do. We're reviewing this idea that like it decided. Hell yeah. How do I, bro? How do I like 10,000 supporters? I want to be a supporter for this. It's have over 10,000 supporters. That's insane. Bro, yeah, that could be a Lego ideal set. Oh my God. Bro, they're literally doing the PlayStation. I'm gonna put the dude downstairs so nothing will pop up. They literally put this on a PlayStation 1 Lego set like this. Look, it's 11:21 right now. Bro, no, this is actually insane. And they have over 10,000, bro. Yes, bro, yes, actually, swear on God, do this. This is awesome. What is their actual? It's come out this year. 159.99 is insane. I might buy that one day if I get like a good computer science job or college money or good YouTube money or maybe all. We'll see how it goes.
decades, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo have been fighting for one thing: your living room. From
Yes.
Kratos to Master Chief to Mario, everything evolved.
Okay. Okay.
Room. From Kratos to Master Chief to Mario.
Master Chief for Xbox. Yes, that's literally the first ever Xbox exclusive. Mario for Nintendo. Yes. Kratos there's literally more than one. So is Nintendo, but Mario was first. Mario was first. For Kratos for PlayStation though, I mean, if Crash Bandicoot didn't get sold by Activision, Crash Bandicoot would probably be one of the PlayStation mascot because it was the first ever PlayStation exclusive game, especially from Insomniac. Second one for me is the Spider Dragon count if before it gets sold by Activision. Like how good was Spider Dragon? Resident Evil, I would say too as well. I don't know. Maybe like a kid. I mean, Xbox was kid friendly. Hey, I mean, for PlayStation, there's like I said, let's just do PlayStation right now. Like they didn't get sold by the Activision or shit like that. Ratchet Clank, Sly Cooper, Jack and Dexter, Uncharted, God of War, Kratos. What else? What else is like the current mascot for PlayStation right now? I mean, there's is Kratos, saga thing up right now. Yeah, I mean, there's so many PlayStation mascot like that. It's literally just like that, like Sega, Sonic, Nintendo, Mario, Halo, Xbox. Like this is there's so many mascots for PlayStation that you can't even choose. Like you could choose PlayStation mascot that before we cross platform or multi-platform. Multi-platform. That's just insane. Okay. Let's continue on this video.
Everything evolved, but the console war only got more intense.
I forgot. Let me know what y'all favorite mascot for PlayStation is, or for Xbox, or for Nintendo. Exclusive only, not no multi-platform, not the game that is PlayStation. I mean, if you want to do that before it was multi-platform, I mean, you can say it in the comment if you want to, like Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto was PlayStation only before it could be on Xbox. I just realized Grand Theft Auto was never on Nintendo, was it? That's just
This is
that is some
PlayStation versus Xbox versus Nintendo. But this story did not start with consoles. It started more than 100 years ago in 1889.
yeah.
Nintendo was not making games, it was making playing cards in Japan. These cards became popular, even among groups like the Yakuza. But as playing cards lost popularity,
Yakuza playlists.
Nintendo was at risk of going out of business. Over the decades, the company tried all kinds of different ideas to
You guys hear
survive,
notes in the
from
background? That's
taxis
probably
to
just a
instant
fan.
rice, to even a small vacuum cleaner. But most of them failed.
Literally going
Nintendo
to my
was
headphone
desperate.
right now.
Everything changed in the 1970s when Nintendo took a risk on something completely new: video games.
Yep.
Then, in 1981, Donkey Kong was released in arcades and exploded in popularity. It also introduced a character who did not even have a name yet, but would later become the face of Nintendo, Mario.
Yep.
Just a few years later, Nintendo released the NES, a console that did more than succeed. It helped revive the entire video game industry after the crash of 1983. From that moment on, Nintendo was no longer just part of gaming, it was leading it. While Nintendo was already dominating, a new player was about to rise, and it all started with a betrayal. PlayStation was
Oh,
never
yeah.
supposed to exist. In the late 1980s, Sony partnered with Nintendo to create a CD add-on for the SNES. But at the last moment, Nintendo backed out and chose to work with Philips instead.
Mhm.
Ken Kutaragi, now known as the father of PlayStation, had pushed the project forward. When the deal collapsed, Kutaragi was left feeling publicly humiliated, and Sony was furious. But instead of walking away, they made a bold decision. They created their own console. And just like that, the console war had begun.
Okay.
Fun fact, Nintendo's deal with Philips led to a scrapped console, but
Alright.
Philips kept the rights to make Nintendo games for the Philips CD. The result was a disaster. The infamous Zelda CD games were so bad, they became legendary for all the wrong reasons. Nintendo was shocked, and from that moment on, they became extremely protective about who could use their characters. You could call it karma. When Sony released the PlayStation in 1994, nobody expected it to beat Nintendo. And that says a lot, because Nintendo was already a giant by then. Before the Nintendo 64, Nintendo had already built some of the most important consoles ever. The
Yep.
NES helped save the
First ever
gaming
console.
industry after the
Yep.
crash of 1983. Then the SNES pushed things further with better graphics and legendary games. They also dominated handheld gaming with the Game Boy. So, when the Nintendo 64 launched in 1996, expectations were huge. The console was powerful and introduced true 3D gameplay. Games like Super Mario 64, GoldenEye 007, and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time changed gaming forever. But
I just realized for the Nintendo 64, if y'all guys want to like get a game with your cartridge, do y'all guys get it from like a gaming website like DKOD, the video game company, or you guys just get it from Amazon? Because if I get it from like Amazon, I might get like a fake game, to be honest, because like Conquer Bad Fur Day was like one of the most inappropriate Nintendo games and Nintendo exclusive game of all time. And it cost like over $200, but one of them I saw was like 40, 50, or probably less than that on Amazon. I said to myself, that's got to be fake because who would sell that for just 40, $50? I don't know, man. I don't know. How do you?
But Sony had one big advantage: CDs. The
Mhm.
PlayStation used CDs, which could store much more data and were cheaper to produce. Nintendo stayed with cartridges, which limited games and made them more expensive. Because of that, many developers switched to PlayStation. Even major titles like Final Fantasy VII left Nintendo.
Oh, I forgot
PlayStation
about
came
Final
in
Fantasy.
strong with huge titles like
And
Gran Turismo,
Gran
Crash
Turismo.
Bandicoot,
Gran Turismo,
Resident Evil,
perfect.
and Metal Gear Solid.
Oh my God.
PlayStation targeted a slightly older
Bro, like I said, there's so many PlayStation games that are so iconic that are perfect for a PlayStation Master. I literally forgot about Gran Turismo. Never, I mean, I did play the demo for the Gran Turismo 7, but not like the older Gran Turismo game. I heard 3 or 4 is the best. Metal Gear Solid was a good one too. I forgot about Metal Gear Solid.
audience with more serious games, while Nintendo stayed more family friendly. In the end, the PlayStation sold over 100 million units, while the
Mhm.
Nintendo 64 sold around 33 million. Sony did not just enter the market, they took over. But Sony's
We
rise
love to see it.
created a new problem. It scared Microsoft. Until then, Microsoft was focused on PC gaming, with titles like Microsoft Flight Simulator and Age of Empires. But when Sony introduced the PlayStation 2, which could play both games and DVDs, Microsoft saw it as a threat to the future of home entertainment. They even tried to partner with Sony, offering to handle software for the PlayStation
Yeah,
2, but Sony refused. Microsoft also approached Nintendo about a possible deal, but that failed too.
Nintendo learned their
These
lesson the last
rejections
couple
pushed
of years.
Microsoft to build their own console from scratch, using their DirectX technology. This project would become the Xbox. And just like that, the console war was no longer just PlayStation versus Nintendo. A new challenger had entered the fight. Then the console war exploded. The PlayStation 2 launched in 2000 and immediately took the lead. It was not just a gaming console, it could also play DVDs,
Bro, like,
which made it a perfect all-in-one device.
bro, first ever gaming console, like you could play video games and watch movie, and you could listen to music on here too as well with your CD. Like, it's perfect. It's perfect. And DVD players cost like a lot of money back in the days too, like over $500, I believe. And this just cost $300. That's amazing. That's perfect. You could like get games from Blockbuster and same with movies, freaking Walmart, Circus Store, whatever they call back in the days, Toys R Us, bro, you could get anything.
For the living room. Then, in 2001, two new rivals entered the game. Microsoft launched the Xbox, entering the console market for the first time. At the same time, Nintendo released the GameCube. All three consoles were strong, but they went in different directions. The
Yeah.
PlayStation 2 had a huge advantage with its game library. It featured massive titles like God of War,
Yep.
Gran Turismo 3,
Yep.
Tekken 5, and Final Fantasy X. But one of its biggest strengths was the Grand Theft Auto series, with GTA 3, Vice City, and especially San Andreas playing a huge role in its success. The PlayStation 2 also had a big head start, selling millions before Xbox and GameCube even released. The Xbox focused on power and online play, with Halo.
That's actually insane though. They sell over a million, and Xbox and GameCube wasn't a thing yet. I was born before Xbox and the GameCube was a thing. I was born before 9/11 was a thing. Like I was born 6 days before that happened. That's insane. Wow. That is insane. Yes, I'm that old too. I'm that old. I'm born 6 days before 9/11.
Combat evolved, it set a new standard for console shooters, and Halo 2 took it further with huge multiplayer and made Xbox Live a big deal. While the PlayStation 2 and Xbox were fighting over the best graphics, the GameCube focused on fun, with titles like Super Smash Bros. Melee The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, and Super Mario Sunshine. But it lacked strong online features and used smaller discs, which held it back. In the end, the difference was huge. While the Xbox and GameCube sold 24 and 22 million units respectively, the PlayStation 2 dominated, selling over 160 million, even becoming the most sold console of all time. Sony was not just winning anymore, they were far ahead of everyone else. Fun fact, entering the console war was very difficult for Xbox. The bulky Duke controller was not well received and was even seen as offensive in Japan, and Microsoft lost an insane $4 billion to enter the console market. Then everything changed for the next generation. Microsoft struck first. The Xbox 360 launched in 2005, a full year before Sony, and it paid off. It was cheaper, easier to develop for, and had a huge head start. Games like Halo 3, Gears of War, and Minecraft made it a huge success, and Xbox Live, still the best online experience at the time. Sony came in late with the PlayStation 3 in 2006, and it struggled. The price was high, the system was hard to develop for, and early momentum was weak. But over time, things changed. The PS3 fought back with some of the best story-driven games ever made. Titles like Uncharted 3, The Last of Us, and God of War 3 slowly turned the tide. Meanwhile, both consoles shared massive hits like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, Skyrim, and Grand Theft Auto 5, keeping the competition close. But while they were fighting, Nintendo did something completely different. The Wii launched in 2006 and ignored the power race completely. Instead, it focused on motion controls and fun. You were not just playing the game anymore, you were part of it. Wii Sports became a global hit. Families, casual players, even people who never touched games before were suddenly playing. The Wii was so successful that both rivals tried to copy its motion control magic. Sony released the PlayStation Move, while Microsoft launched Kinect, a camera that
I used to have that PlayStation Move controller, and I just used it for one game while I was a kid, and it was called PlayStation Move Hero with Ratchet Clank, Jack and Dexter, Sly Cooper, and Bentley. If y'all guys know the game I'm talking about, y'all guys know the game. I thought I unpaused that.
tracked your body without a controller. It sounded like the future, but neither came close to the Wii's success. In the end, the Xbox 360 won the early battle. The PlayStation 3 made a strong comeback, but the Nintendo Wii came out on top with over 100 million units sold. Fun fact, both the
Before the fun fact, bro, PlayStation Xbox 360 literally almost won against PlayStation 3 for like the first time ever. PlayStation 3 made the biggest mistake of their life, but they learned their lesson for the next console. They literally put that price of $500 to $600. That it just in 2006 is insane too. I feel like if it happened this year, it would still be insane, but it'd be like the economic shit like that. Yeah. It's stupid about that, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
PS3 and the Xbox 360 also had massive disasters. The Xbox 360's Red Ring of Death had failure rates as high as 54%, forcing Microsoft to spend over $1 billion on repairs. Meanwhile, in 2011, the PlayStation Network was hacked, exposing data from over 77 million accounts and shutting online gaming down for 23 days.
That is actually
Sony had
insane.
learned from their mistakes with the PlayStation 3. So when the PlayStation...
Oh dang! I just realized my dad had a PS. Of course, my dad had a PS3 at that time. Did his account get hacked in that year? Golly. I don't
4
know.
launched in 2013, they kept it simple. It was cheaper, easier to develop for, and fully focused on games. Players loved it. Meanwhile, Microsoft stumbled. The Xbox One also launched in 2013, but it cost $499 and came with Kinect included. Microsoft pushed it as an all-in-one entertainment system, not just a gaming console. But things got worse. Early plans required a constant internet connection and restricted how players could share or resell their games, which caused massive backlash. Don Matrick, who was leading Xbox at the time, responded to the criticism by saying, "Fortunately, we have a product for people who are not able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360. Not long after, he was replaced by Phil Spencer. Microsoft quickly reversed its plans, but the damage was already done. Still, the Xbox One had its strengths. It improved over time with better hardware, including the Xbox One X, which could run games in 4K and solid titles like Halo 5, Sea of Thieves, and Gears 5. Sony, meanwhile, dominated with a massive lineup of hit games. Titles like The Last of Us Part 2, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Uncharted 4 made the PS4 the go-to console for many players.
Uncharted 4, Spider-Man, that Spider-Man 2018, and The Last of Us Part 2 are in my top 10 video games of all time. If Uncharted 4 did not exist, Uncharted 2 would be there. Uncharted 2 would be there. Uncharted 4 did not exist.
And then there was Nintendo. After the massive success of the Wii, expectations were sky high. But the Wii U became one of Nintendo's biggest failures. It launched in 2012, but confusion killed it. Many people thought it was just an accessory for the Wii. While PlayStation and Xbox pushed towards 4K gaming, the Wii U only just introduced HD graphics. It did have great games like Mario Kart 8, New Super Mario Bros. U, and Super Mario 3D World, but it never recovered. In the end, the battle was not even close. While Xbox and Nintendo struggled, the PlayStation 4 dominated the generation, selling over 117 million units. The Xbox One followed far behind, while the Wii U sold just over 13 million. And once again, everything evolved. This time, both Sony and Microsoft came prepared. Microsoft had learned from the Xbox One. The Xbox Series X launched in 2020 at $499, with the cheaper Series S at $299. They focused on power, fast load times, and player-friendly features like full backward compatibility. But their biggest move was subscriptions. With Game Pass, players got access to hundreds of games for a monthly fee. Microsoft also made huge moves behind the scenes, acquiring Bethesda, bringing franchises like The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and Doom, and then making the biggest deal in gaming history by buying Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. Adding Call of Duty and World of Warcraft. Just 2 days later, Sony responded. The PlayStation 5 also launched at $499, with a cheaper digital version at $399. It focused on next-gen performance, ultra-fast SSD speeds, and strong exclusives. Games like God of War Ragnarok, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and Gran Turismo 7 showed what the console could do. Sony also pushed subscriptions with PlayStation Plus. Both consoles launched during the pandemic, making them very hard to get. Demand was huge, but supply was low. But while Sony and Microsoft pushed power, Nintendo did something completely different again. The Nintendo Switch, released in 2017, combined a home console and a handheld into one system. You could play on your TV or take it anywhere. Games like The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and Animal Crossing New Horizons helped turn it into the second best-selling console ever. Meanwhile, the PlayStation 5 has sold over 90 million units, while the Xbox Series X and S are far behind. And Nintendo was not done. In 2025, the Nintendo Switch 2 launched, bringing more power and better graphics while keeping the hybrid idea that made the original so successful. New games like Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza showed Nintendo was ready to push things forward again. But the higher $450 price and $80 games caused backlash. Even so, it quickly became a success, already selling over 18 million units. In the end, the console war has changed. Sony leads with blockbuster exclusives. Microsoft is chasing a future built on subscriptions, with Game Pass at the center, aiming to become the Netflix of gaming. As part of its Xbox Everywhere plan, Microsoft is bringing Xbox games to more platforms, even PlayStation, with titles like Sea of Thieves and Forza Horizon 5. And Nintendo keeps doing its own thing, and winning. But if there's one thing history has shown, it is this. The battlefield can change fast, and the fight is far from over. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being part of this journey. Want early access to new videos and your name in the credits? you can become a member for $5 a month.
Oh,
Your
goodness.
support makes a huge difference. Massive thank you to everyone who already joined.
To be honest though, our console's dying because I mean, what PlayStation doing right now is making games like exclusive, not like for PS5 and PC. So they're like making it exclusive now, like Wolverine, for example, and they're gonna do the same thing for Grand Theft Auto 5, not 5, Grand Theft Auto 6. Well, PS5 and Xbox series, well, PS5 and Xbox. If consoles dying, or it just like it just new generation of gaming. Like like you like how would if a PS6 come out in 2028, I believe, or 2027? I think it'd be out 2027 because it took PS3 was 7 years, PS4 was 7 years, and now PS5 it may be 7 years as well. If not, it'll be 8 years, which is crazy. But how well would the PS6 get sold? Same thing for the Xbox. Nintendo Switch 2 is selling well with 18 mil. But how well would it sit? How would it go? To be honest, how well would it go? I don't know. I'm a PlayStation guy though. Will I get an Xbox one day? Nah, probably not. No, because like if I do want to play like an Xbox game, there is a PC. It's Microsoft. Microsoft also do PC games like Halo, Gears of War, Forza. And not only that, the games that I just said for Xbox are literally on PlayStation now. I literally got the Gears of War game on my PS5 right now. I'm gonna play it on YouTube again, start the game back over. Forza, I'm a Need for Speed guy. I like Need for Speed, so I don't know about Forza and Halo. Of course, I'll play Halo, but I'm gonna play on PC though. But yeah, that's the video for PlayStation versus Xbox versus Nintendo. Great consoles for them. They work their ass off. The people work their ass off, everything like that. I would love to work with them company one day to like do coding, programming, math, or game design. Same thing for the company like Insomniac, Sony, no Insomniac, Sucker Punch, and Naughty Dog, and Santa Monica, and Rockstar Games. Nintendo game company too. Why not? I work with them. I work with some Xbox company too. Maybe we'll see. Well, anyway. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like it, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and you see more of this content like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, McLarius.